Hi, I'm James Schilling-Law. I'm here aboard Celebrity Ascent. But where I just was at the Cruise Planners Annual Conference in Fort Lauderdale. And I'm here, we're doing all the interviews for that conference here because we thought it'd be kind of appropriate to be on a ship for cruise planners, as all are, there are about, maybe 1,000 other cruise planners and affiliates with us. And I'm here with Brian Schultz, who's the Chief Information Officer for Cruise Planners. And one of the things that really came out at the Cruise Planners Conference was, a slew of technology announcements. And we're going to deal with a few of these because there really are too many to do in one interview. And we're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Brian, first of all, great to see you here, and great that we're now you can relax and be on this wonderful ship and enjoy the fruits of your labors, right?
Thank you so much for having me here. It's an honor to be on your broadcast, and it's a beautiful ship and what an experience.
It will be, and we're still working on it. We're at the last day here now. Let's first of all talk about, as usual, as I mentioned, you always announce a lot of technology and more, both for you've done over the past year and what's to come in 2024. What do you think are kind of the most important tech products you've started over the past year and will release next year? And I have a few that I'm going to ask you about. The first one, we talked to Michelle about this as an earlier interview. You were one of the first, if not the first, to use AI, artificial intelligence, and Chat GPT that in a useful way for your members, right?
Yeah, it was important for us to look. Artificial intelligence, it's here. It's something that's everyone's talking about it, and for us, it's really about what can we do to empower a travel advisor. So there are other people kind of looking at it, sort of staying on the sidelines until they feel it's ready for use by advisors. And we thought, we have a way that we can take this technology and leverage it within the tools that we provide to our network. But we wanted to do it in a way that makes sense, that really helps sort of boost their business, makes their job a little bit easier. So we're really excited to be able to offer this to our network.
And this is something called Max Intelligence.
Yes.
Which is part of your system.
Yeah, so CP Max, our system.
CP Max.
Yeah. We introduced this tool called Max Intelligence, and basically it uses Chat GPT as like an ancillary tool for them to be able to create content. That's what these things are really good for. And our advisors are they're producing content all the time, writing web pages, blogs, and things like that. So we thought, let's use this technology to really empower them in a meaningful way.
No, and in fact, you demonstrated although I was sitting way in the back, it was hard to see on the screen. And so you can actually send an email and say, okay, the 5 things you could do in this destination, things like that. You get that information through a chat, and you got to check it as you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always check it. Right?
Always check it. Yeah, these things are great, but they're not perfect. So we spend a lot of time sort of letting our advisors know that while these tools are there for them, check the work when it comes back. But it can really, make the process so much faster, and with really great information. But yeah, it's so new that we need to make sure that they know the best uses of it.
Yeah, because if you just put it in there and suddenly your client's going off to some restaurant that doesn't.
Right, doesn't exist, or maybe got shut down a few months ago. We don't want that. We want you to make sure that the information is accurate. So just a starting point, really.
Well, it is a starting point, and we've been talking about it. I don't think there's a conference I have been to this year where there hasn't been a speaker about Chat GPT. Yes. Yeah. Some have been good, some have been sort of not so good, and it really is an amazing topic. And we're all curious about it, but it is the essence of all of this is a tool that really travel advisors can use in the future, right?
Absolutely. We think it supplements what they're doing every day, right? Because they're the ones creating this content. They're building itineraries. They're working with their different customers out there. So leveraging this technology allows them to just be better at what they do, a little bit more efficient, a little bit faster, but it's just going to extend what they can do. So not to replace, but really to supplement what they're doing every day.
Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about is you talked a little bit about how you're improving or introducing new booking engines for things like you have a new partner for cruise bookings.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you were with Sabre, and then Sabre decided, we don't want to be in that business anymore.
Right.
So you had to go search for another partner, and that partner was Travel Tech.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the importance of that and how that's working for you.
Yeah, so when Sabre sort of decided that segment of their business was not something they wanted to support any longer, they reached out to us. They actually the company that recommended Travel Tech to us and basically all their customers out there. So we did our due diligence. We looked at all the different partners partners out there, some great companies out there that do something similar, but we wanted something that fit into our portfolio really nicely. And one of the advantages is that Travel Tech supports some more capabilities and some more cruise line partners that we didn't have accessible inside of Sabre. So for us, it's a matter of fitment, making sure it's the right technology piece, but also what value can it bring to the product. So it's a daunting task. It's something that took us, the better part of a year and tons of resources to do. But
and you had all your travel advisors booking cruises throughout that,
right. And the analogy that Michelle gives is it's like you're asking somebody to change all 4 tires on a bus, but the bus is moving. It's doing 60 miles an hour, and the passengers can't know that you're changing the tires. That's a very important part of this. So for us, we really looked at the best way to do this, and we're very proud of the fact that we were able to port over with very little interruption to our business, and so we're fully ported over to them. And now is the fun part for me, because now we can start to bring on more partners, bring on more capabilities, and start to enhance the products that our advisors use.
Now that's great, and cruise, this seems to be pretty settled, and they're going to keep working on this. But another booking tool that you're ramping up right now is Navit Trips.
That's right.
Which is your hotel booking tool, which actually I believe Michelle is invested in as well, and it's I had never heard of it, but how is that working for you right now?
Oh, it's been phenomenal. So Navit Trip, we actually brought them on, late last year, and our advisors have really sort of embraced this technology. I'm intimately involved in the inner workings of it, but what's really nice about it, and particularly for our advisors, is that it's designed to be a one-stop solution for all hotel inventory. So we have 1.2 million properties coming from there, and we also have access to those GDS products, so different rate codes and whatnot. So we get retail, we get prepaid, we get postpaid, we get all the different products brought into us. And the way we've engineered it is in such a way that the advisor can actually manipulate the pricing. They can mark it up or discount it depending on the needs of their different customers. And it's a seamless tool built right into our product line. And I'm excited about it because it offers so much more opportunities for us to bring hotel and hotel inventory into the work that we do. And it's going to be everywhere. And for cruise planners, we're going to feature it in all of our different products. And I think it's a great complement to what we're doing on the cruise side.
Well, there's so many hotel booking tools out there. It's hard to choose, and you sort of created one that really is going to be customized to the needs of your members. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. To your point, there's so much out there. There's so many different ways you can do this. But for us, we needed to provide, the full inventory, but give control. Advisors need to be able to offer different levels of control on the types of products that they sell. And that's what this is really about. A very advisor-centric product, and something that, we are going to continue to pump more inventory into, and hopefully, higher commissions, expedience when getting paid, all that kind of stuff is how we design the system. And so far, it's been a beautiful relationship.
Well, I was very impressed when they came out and talked about it, and I thought, boy, this sounds really good.
Yeah.
Now, the other quick thing, we'll just talk briefly about it, is that you kind of focused on new email products, like I think it's called Max Creator.
That's right.
Ways to capture and store track emails too. Talk a little bit about what you're trying to do in that area.
So email, it's ubiquitous in travel right now. But what we found in interviewing our different advisors is that, sending out, we have an e-card product that we can send on a pretty regular basis, but the needs have shifted. They want to be able to present more content to their customer base. So things like newsletters and things like that, they want to be able to create something that's really visually compelling, but they need it to be easy, right? They can't be spending, they're selling. They can't be spending hours upon hours developing a custom newsletter. So Max Creator is a new tool. It's built right into our platform that allows you to choose from 1 of 3 different layouts that we've organized. They can customize the imagery, they can customize the messaging, they can customize the calls to action, which is really important because our advisors want to send out these newsletters, but they want their customers to engage with it, right? They want them to, be interested in a product or find out more information. So the way we've designed it is it gives the advisor full control over that. And one of the great things is that Max Intelligence, that AI, is built into it.
Well, I was going to tell you, that's where you can actually use Max Intelligence.
Absolutely, yeah, because, sometimes it's hard to know what to write about, right? So if you want to just have
I got that all the time.
You obviously know what you're doing, but for our advisors, we really wanted them to be able to, with a couple of clicks of a few buttons, start that newsletter and start being able to engage with their customers at a much deeper level.
Now, one other thing, you did also talk a lot about how you're using video in new and really creative ways to help your members market themselves. Talk a little bit about what you revealed at this conference.
Yeah, so we also rolled out something we're calling our video library, but it's multifaceted. Advisors are putting together beautiful itineraries, but sometimes that's a disconnected process, right? They put the itinerary together, send it to their customer, and it's not as personalized as it could be. So we've made a way for them to record videos actually in our platform and embed that into the proposals that they're sending out and the e-cards that they're sending out and their newsletters that they're sending out. So it becomes much more of a video-generated content concept. And we've seen statistically, short-form videos is a huge way of engaging with customers. So we thought, well, we can incorporate that into our products. And in fact, they can record directly in our platform. They could put a script onto the screen, so if they're not comfortable just speaking off.
So you and I could say, hey, we're here on Celebrity.
Absolutely.
And all this. Right?
Yeah, and so they can control how it appears on the screen. And it really allows them to become much more connected to that personalized experience. So not only am I sending you a beautiful itinerary, I'm talking to you about it. I'm explaining to you everything about it. And like I said, this is all we're going to see as we start to advance with technologies. The written word is great, but personalized videos, as you well know, is a really important way to engage with customers.
Yeah, I think we kind of been doing that a little.
Yeah, you know what you're doing in that regard.
Well, maybe. We'll see what happens. But after this interview, we'll figure it out. Now, the very last thing, I promise, because there's so many more things we've talked about, is how are you integrating with Signature's technology? And Karen Yates, who, as I mentioned in an earlier interview, is head of technology for Signature, was at your conference.
Yeah.
And I went over there and I said, remind you anything?
Yeah.
And I know if you went to their conference this year, and it's just a slew of technology announcements in there. So they're very, very similar in that regard.
Yeah, so Karen and the whole group that Alex has put together is an amazing group of people, and we work very closely with them. For our network, we want to be able to incorporate what Signature does into our products. So her team has done a remarkable job of creating different mechanisms that allow us to pull things in. So their hotel inventory, their cruise programs, all that kind of stuff gets pulled directly into our platform. And our plans are to continue that type of relationship so that whatever Signature has to offer, that becomes part of our cruise planner platform. And it's been a beautiful relationship, one that, quite honestly, going into it, we weren't sure exactly how these pieces are going to fit, but it's working really well. And I'm excited because now that we can work hand in hand with each other, it means that we can extend the capabilities of our network by leveraging all that they have to offer.
Are they using anything that you have developed?
Well, maybe not just yet, but I think the future leans towards us doing more partnerships, developing more tools that maybe we can extend to their network. But for now, we're a Signature member, so we're pulling in what we can from them.
Well, Brian, I want to thank you for spending a little time away from the pool. It's our last day on Celebrity Ascend. It's been a great cruise so far. It's too short. We're going to have to get off tomorrow. But again, and your conference was super, and I really enjoyed hearing all about the new technology that you're developing. And thank you for spending time right now.
Oh, and thank you for the opportunity. I'm enjoying this tremendously, so thank you so much.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.